So if you're saying to yourself, she had help, or she had this, or she got a good divorce settlement or anything, nah. None of that. I was left with actually debt. Not even I wasn't left with nothing. I was left with debt. So less than nothing. I didn't have people to help and support me. I've had to do this literally clawing my way out of this. So I know if I can do this, you can do it too. It doesn't happen overnight, mind, and I know that. So this is a little bit of a different podcast in many different ways because it's really symbolizing new beginnings. So a massive welcome everybody to Trauma and Narcissism Redefined, the podcast, the final week. This is the final week of the podcast titled Trauma and Narcissism Redefined, because next Tuesday we'll see the launch of my brand new podcast, which is No Visible Bruises, Survivor Stories of Narcissistic Abuse, Domestic Abuse and Coercive Control. And you'll also see as I'm announcing all of this that this is the last Trauma and Narcissism Redefined episode, that I'm recording this sat on my bed. So I'm sat on my bed. You can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, I've got a little sticker behind me that says bedroom number 1, because if I showed you around right now, my house is filled with boxes. So when I say that this is new beginnings, new starts, I really, really do mean it. And again, if you're watching, my hair is all over the place. I literally have my tracksuit on. I've been getting down and dirty, literally packing all of these boxes because it's a new beginning. It's a new start in many ways. And I wanted to share some of that with you in today's episode in the hope that maybe this will give you some light and some hope. And of course, our brand new podcast, which starts next Tuesday, No Visible Bruises. As you all know, it's a real passion of mine, really to start to understand the physiology first of these types of abuse, particularly narcissistic abuse, because that was my experience. Now we can label it whatever you want, coercive control, domestic abuse, but bringing the word narcissist in really helps us understand that they won't change, that they don't take any ownership or responsibility, and then always keep blaming you. And when I realised that when I split up from my ex-husband, gosh, some 13 years ago now, it really helped me understand, because without knowing that, I always thought it was my fault. And with that, I've got some exciting news to share with you. So if you go to the show notes right now, I have started a brand new Facebook community called No Visible Bruises. What else, right? And I would love to invite all of you, all of my listeners, all of my followers to come into that group, because as we start this new podcast next week, I really want us to come together as a community, as a collective, so I can continue to help and educate you, to support you, to help you on this journey, really from what we call a bottom-up way, meaning from a nervous system physiological perspective, not just the psychology, because when we understand why we feel the way that we do, we know we can't think our way out of this. So please, whoever you are, whatever your circumstances, please come and join my brand new Facebook community, which you'll see the link below, No Visible Bruises, where I'll be sharing each week about the podcast, which is also available on YouTube, and you're going to be able to watch it on Spotify as well. So if you like watching these, I promise you I'll look a little bit better than I do right now. And you'll be able to watch them, you'll be able to listen to them, and we'll be able to have conversations about them, because next week, the very first episode is about chronic illness. I have got an incredible woman that I'm interviewing called Kirsty, and you will get to meet her, and she shares her story from her childhood up to adulthood, and really this understanding why she believes her rheumatoid arthritis is because of the trauma she's experienced from abusive relationships. So if you're a sufferer of chronic illness, maybe an autoimmune disorder, where we reckon 80% of autoimmune disorders are in female people pleasers, then you need to come and join the group, because we'll be having discussions about each episode. Each episode will have a topic and a theme. You may not find the theme is necessarily relevant to you, but the understory of it all will be relevant to you. You will see how I operate, how I actually work with my clients if I'm working with them from a therapeutic basis, integrating all of the wonderful therapies that I am trained in, like somatic experiencing, internal family systems, breath work. You'll see all all of this when you watch or listen to these latest episodes. So go and make sure you click that link and go and come and join this community, because I want to make this the number one community in the world, understanding the physiological signs of narcissistic abuse, domestic abuse, and coercive control. Would you believe there's not much out there about that? A lot about psychology. There's a huge amount about psychology. And in fact, I'm starting a master's in September around the psychology of coercive control. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to do some research around the physiology of coercive control. Because if you look at the research out there, there's a lot, not enough, mind as well, about the psychology, but there's hardly any on the physiology. And I want to change all of that, because that's the bit that fascinates me, because I kept trying to think my way out of all of this, but I couldn't. And then I felt a lot of shame. I tried all the traditional methods to heal from trauma of abuse, like this, like counselling, like talk therapy with a psychotherapist. And whilst it helped in the moment, I still felt really stuck. And then I felt like something wrong with me. I'm stupid. I'm weak. I'm a failure. But I wasn't working at a nervous system level. So please, please, please make sure you come and join that group. The second thing that I want to share with you is really, really personal, and I don't think I'll get emotional, but I know I'm going to get emotional tomorrow. So some of you may or may not know my story. If you're new to me at Trauma and Narcissism Redefined, kind of welcome to this one. Remember, next week, this will change. So if you go and search for Trauma and Narcissism Redefined podcast next week, it won't be there. Search either Caroline Strawson or No Visible Bruises. Same audience, it's going to be on the same links, all of those wonderful things. It's the same, we're just changing the name and we're changing the kind of layout of it as well. Can't wait for you to see the brand new set and recording studio. When I was recording it, I thought, oh, I felt really professional doing all of that. I don't look professional right now, I can tell you, but I felt really professional doing this, and I hope you'll really enjoy just feeling like you're not on your own. That's the kind of idea with that. But why am I looking like I am right now? Well, I'm packing up my house. You know, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I actually was made homeless when I came out of the divorce from my ex-husband, who was a covert narcissist. Myself and my children were made homeless. We were in a beautiful 4-bedroom detached house. Literally, that is round the corner from where I am sat now. And when we split up, I didn't realise how much debt we were in. We were in literally over £70,000 worth of debt when it was all totted up. And I was suffering myself with PTSD. I now know that was complex PTSD, depression, anxiety, self-harm, panic attacks. I thought I was getting older, but I felt a lot of shame. And when I lost my home, I hit 40 in that June. That was in 2013. That was 12 years ago when I was made homeless. So I've been kind of bandying around being in rented accommodation. I even remarried a number of years ago. But we were still in rented really up until about 4 years ago, where the house that we were renting, I bought in my name. So my husband now has some properties with his ex-wife. That's a whole other story and a whole other podcast that I could start about that, let me tell you. But I'll shelve that for another day. So I bought the property that we were in because I started my business in 2018. And I started it with my book, Divorce Became My Superpower, because my divorce from my ex-husband was the catalyst for change. Up until that point, I'd been blaming everybody else. So don't get me wrong, abuse is abuse and we cannot excuse abuse. But actually, my ex-husband was shining a great big spotlight on all the core wounds that were actually already there. So for me, I'm extremely grateful now. I wouldn't have said that at the time, let me tell you, but I'm grateful now that actually going through what I did and literally hitting rock bottom, because believe me, I did really hit rock bottom, that I am where I am now, because in 2018, when I actually started my business with this passion and purpose to help people just like yourself, I knew I needed to retrain. I knew I needed to start to understand the physiological sides of trauma and abusive relationships. And I used to be a podiatrist. That was what I did before. So I've gone from the feet, and then it was about the psychology, and now I've gone into the physiology side of all of these things. So my passion really is helping people like yourself, and again, retrained literally in all of these things, and also learning how to build a business. So my business has become extremely successful now. So I help lots of people heal. I also teach people how to help other people heal. I have a coaching certification around narcissistic abuse, around trauma and the somatic side of things. And I also own a franchise company. And actually, although it's a global company, it's actually the fastest growing franchise here in the UK, where not only do they go out and get to help other people and can specialize in domestic abuse and narcissism as well, but also take these workshops into schools and workplaces around trauma. Because without me knowing about the physiology first side of things, I wouldn't be where I am now. Coming to where I am today, sat with all the boxes. And this journey kind of happened probably last May. I started to think maybe we could move somewhere for a forever home. You know, where we've been right now actually is on the estate where I had my house repossessed. So I've gone from buying a big house with my ex-husband on the first, then we moved to another property. That's the one that I lost when when it got repossessed, when I went through my divorce. Then I moved into a really small 3-bed terraced house on here too. Then I moved into another one to rent with my now husband. That was where we started to rent first together. Then we moved here to rent, and then I bought this one. I've lived on this estate for 23 years, but I'm moving off this estate tomorrow and into what I believe is really my forever home, my dream home. If you'd have asked me to write down all the things I'd love to have in a property, it's there. A wonderful, massive kitchen, breakfast, lounge, diner. I love all of that. Real family space. Literally all these beautiful glass bifold doors into 3 acres in the garden where I can be in nature. It's just like a tick box, and I feel incredibly grateful. And I want you to know, if ever you listen to me or watch me and you find yourself saying it's all right for her, or she's lucky where she is now, or look at the amount of followers she has, hey, I want you to check in with yourself with that. Because I started with nothing. I didn't even have anyone helping me, because the year before me and my ex-husband got split up, my mum passed away, and she was my rock. So if you're saying to yourself, she had help, or she had this, or she got a good divorce settlement or anything, nah. None of that. I was left with actually debt. Not even, I wasn't left with nothing. I was left with debt. So less than nothing. I didn't have people to help and support me. I've had to do this literally clawing my way out of this. So I know if I can do this, you can do it too. It doesn't happen overnight, mind, and I know that. But one day at a time. And, you know, all of these things about my business, this is why I've got so many, obviously, people like yourselves who have been through these experiences and have come to me, trained with me, and are now building their businesses, now helping themselves financially, because they can go out and make a difference in the world, but also become financially independent. Because that's something really important for me, for you guys. So even though I'm remarried, it's really important for me to be financially independent, because I was reliant on my ex. So I am buying my dream property tomorrow. It will all complete tomorrow in my own name, with not a penny from anybody else. Just me. And when I think about all of this, I can feel my emotion bubbling away. I absolutely can. However, I think up until I'm in and I'm walking around and thinking, gosh, this is mine, I don't think it's going to hit me. The other thing is, I keep thinking, shall I go for a walk on the estate I am? I almost feel like I need to go to the properties and kind of have this almost a goodbye, almost like a ritual or a ceremony or something of going and saying goodbye, because I've had some of the most amazing times living on this estate, because I brought my children up, you know, my 20-year-old son, my 17-year-old daughter, I brought them up on this estate. And I've had a really great time with that, the school, the parks, all of these wonderful things there. But there's also been some horrific memories here, splitting up from my husband, losing everything, losing my mom, all of these things that probably people on the estate have seen me go from, you know, being this looking like idyllic family to losing everything, losing my mom, and now moving off the estate to where I am. And the possibilities of that. So I really wanted to share this podcast in the hope that you can see, even if it's a chink of light at the end of that tunnel, that whilst you may not see it right now when you look at me, as I'm sitting on my bed, literally sat on my bed with boxes and bin bags all around me, ready to move tomorrow, know that there are possibilities out there, and you may not feel them or see them right now, but cling on to some hope and just take one day at a time. And the first thing you need to do is go and join my No Visible Bruises Facebook community group, open for all of you. all of you. And I'd really invite you to come and join that and come on this journey with me. I want to be visible in there myself. I want to be sharing things with you. My team are getting ready to go with all of this so we can put PDFs in there, help to support you. Oh, I'm just so excited about creating a community with you guys on the back of the podcast. So remember, next week, this will change to No Visible Bruises. You still always make sure you're following me on with Caroline Strawson across social media platforms, because I'll be sharing more about this. Remember, the first episode, inaugural episode, chronic illness. You know, while being in these abusive relationships, I think every doctor, if someone has a chronic illness, particularly things like autoimmune disorders, should be asked the question about how is everything at home, because these can be signs. And we need to be understanding that the physiological signs of abusive relationships, not just what someone's telling you, or very often not telling you, because we feel a lot of shame about that. So I wanted to share this final episode of Trauma and Narcissism Redefined, because next week it's going to be a different one and you'll be able to watch it. And do make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be one of those that I'm going to be saying, do subscribe to all of these things. I feel a bit like a professional podcaster to come on this journey with me as well, because I'm really wanting to support you so that you can know you're not on your own in any of this and you can find some things to relate to as well. So take care, my friends. It's the end of Trauma and Narcissism Redefined. No Visible Bruises next week. It's the end of the house that I am in right now. I'll be moving in tomorrow. I'm sure I'll be very emotional. Too, if you come and look on my social medias for a few days ago, when you start to listen to this podcast, I'm sure you'll see lots on my stories or on my Facebook or Instagram about how it's been emotional, because it is. It feels like I've lived a million lives. Literally in the last sort of 12 years, it really does. And I've been at rock bottom. I have had the most amazing highs. But all in all, I want you to know that there's hope and you're not alone. So take care, my friends. And I'll see you on the next episode, which will be No Visible Bruises, survivor stories of narcissistic abuse, domestic abuse, and coercive control.